LT, how are you this morning?
I'm doing wonderful, Dan. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay. Arian Foster retiring. I know at the age of 30 and banged up, but do you understand why somebody walks away at this point?
I do. Especially playing that position, it's not easy. And over the last, 2 or 3 years, he's battled back from a number of injuries. And I think he really realizes now that he just will never be able to stay healthy in the entire season. And so it's difficult, and he's probably been thinking about this, Dan, honestly, for the last 2 years, some tough injuries. And I think this was his last chance to test his body, to see if he can actually do it. And, listen, having Jay Ajayi rush for 200 yards in consecutive games, that didn't hurt. So at that time you say, okay, I think this team is okay, because initially they brought him in thinking he's going to be the guy, he's going to teach these young guys. So he did that for the first, half of the season. But, I applaud him for doing it.
You retired at 32?
Yes.
What did you feel like at 32?
I still felt great. Honestly, I still felt like I can play another 2 years or so at a decent level, being a great third down back, change of pace type of guy. But Dan, my style, I didn't take a lot of big shots. I never had a surgery. I really never got seriously hurt out there, And so comparing me to how I felt at 32 and maybe what Aaron is going through, it's a little different.
32, though, man. Is anybody going to catch Emmett with his rushing yards, considering it's a pass-happy league now?
I don't think so. I thought Adrian Peterson would have a chance just because he's the type of guy that has the mindset to continue to play for, 14, 15 years. I think he has that mindset. And, the way he plays, obviously, electrifying, and he churns out yards, seems every year whenever he plays. But now, obviously, the problem is the injuries are starting to accumulate on AP. And so we don't know what we're going to see over the next year or two from AP. You know what I mean? This could be one of those things that, kind of slow him down some.
Yeah, I wonder if he's played his last down in Minnesota. I don't know if he's going to be back on that team. And then if somebody picks him up, what role do they? Because Minnesota was going to use him. They were going to run him with Teddy Bridgewater being so young. And now with Sam Bradford there, we're not even sure if Bridgewater comes back. So I don't know what that means for Adrian Peterson. We're talking to LaDainian Tomlinson of the NFL Network. If I gave you the Patriots or the field right now, what would you take?
I would take the Patriots. Yeah, I definitely would take the Patriots. And, this is not surprising, honestly. We have a motivated Tom Brady who feels like he has something to prove. And, he has that mindset, of to kick you when you're down. If I want to dominate you every single play. He has that mindset. And that permeates throughout the team, his attitude and the way they approach things. Combined with, you got the best coach in the National Football League in Bill Belichick. The way they are able to not only prepare, Dan, everybody prepares for a game, but the difference is the adjustments at halftime, different situations throughout the game. That's where they are head and shoulders over everybody else.
Do you think Phillip Rivers retires a Charger?
I really do. I don't see the Chargers. They love Phillip, and he's a franchise guy. He's their franchise guy. I really don't think they are interested in, in moving Phillip or even, getting rid of him at the end of his career. I just think this is one of those situations where he plays his entire career in San Diego.
But is there a part of him that wants to go on, wants to go out as a winner? He's going to put up unbelievable numbers, but is there a part of Phillip who's such a competitor that he's going to say, get me someplace where I have a chance to win a title?
That's interesting that you say that, Dan. And a part of me, and I don't know this for sure. Part of me, I feel like a number of years, 2 or 3 years ago. Remember when there was this trade talk about him going to Tennessee, and they were going to do the trade and all. I think at that time he probably felt like that. I think, but now I don't think he feels like that anymore. I think he feels that he wants to make it work in San Diego, and they're not far off from being a team to compete in that division and win that division and go on and play in the playoffs. That's the way Philip thinks. I believe he's at that place now. But yes, a few years ago, I think he was thinking, you know what, I might want to move and try to go somewhere else.
People ever want to try to tackle you?
Yeah, of course, of course, people. Because I think when people see me out in public, they like, man, you're bigger than I thought you were. Because they think I'm some small guy. You see me on TV playing next to these 6'6", 300-pound linemen. Of course I look small, but in average size, I'm not very small.
Do you ever let them try to tackle you?
No, I still got a mean stiff arm, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
That
kind of never goes away,
How about at the Super Bowl? I got one of my Danettes here, Paulie, maybe. You can wear full pads. He'll wear full pads, and then he just takes a pop at you. Do you ever miss getting hit?
I miss the physical nature of that, part of challenging your body. That I do miss that part of it because there was nothing like that. The challenge physically of if your body can take certain punishments or certain hits. But there are other ways to get that feeling. MMA stuff, practicing that type of stuff. It helps from missing that part of the game.
How would you have done in the octagon if you devoted your career to it?
I think I would have been great because the one thing about it, it all starts with athletic ability, right? And so if you're able to, if you have the athletic ability, then you can train your body to do whatever it needs to do, right? And so if I dedicated myself to MMA and really training to do it, I think I would have been excellent because of my athletic ability.
Why don't you take on Herschel Walker?
No, I think that's far. That's far. Now Herschel, man, he's a different cat. He probably
he's a freak.
He would accept that. He would be like, "Bring it on, LT."
Would you want to get in with Conor McGregor?
No. I don't think there will ever be a chance. I'm much bigger than Conor, but Conor is.
Could you take him?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Not at this point.
What about Jay Glazer? How about you and Jay Glazer?
I probably can still take Jay. Jay is pretty tough, though, but, I think now Jay has been doing it, about 15 years now? He's, that would be fun. I would like to see what will happen.
I'd like that, too. Hey, I'll if I don't talk to you during the regular season, see you in Houston at the Super Bowl.
Yes, sir. You will.
Great to talk to you again, LT.
Thanks, Dan.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.